February 19, 2025, marked a day of intense speculation in defense circles worldwide. A Russian Sukhoi Su-57, a fifth-generation stealth fighter, made a highly publicized refueling stop at Iran's 9th Tactical Fighter Base in Bandar Abbas. This was the first time this advanced aircraft had been spotted in Iran, sparking rumors of a potential arms deal. Tehran has long shown interest in the Su-57, a competitor to the U.S. SF-22, Raptor and F-35 Lightning II. For Iran, with an aging air force, acquiring the Su-57 would be a significant leap in capability. Analysts see this as a sign of closer military ties between Russia and Iran, especially since the war in Ukraine. With Iran supplying Russia with drones, the transfer of advanced fighter jet technology could deepen this partnership. However, numerous obstacles stand in the way of a potential deal. These include financial constraints, international sanctions, and logistical challenges. The Su-57, Russia's first and so far only operational fifth-generation fighter, possesses a suite of advanced capabilities that make it an attractive proposition for any air force. Its stealth features, while debated in their effectiveness, are designed to reduce its radar cross-section, making it more difficult for enemy radar systems to detect and track. Beyond stealth, the Su-57 boasts super maneuverability, enabled by its thrust vectoring engines. This allows the jet to perform extreme aerial maneuvers, granting it an edge in close-range dogfights. Furthermore, it is equipped with a sophisticated sensor suite, including the N036 Bielka active electronically scanned array radar, which provides long-range detection and tracking of enemy aircraft. Offensively, the Su-57 can be armed with a variety of air-to-air missiles, including the long-range R-37, designed to target tankers, AWACS, and other high-value airborne assets. It can also carry an array of air-to-ground munitions, giving it the versatility to engage both aerial and ground targets. However, despite its impressive capabilities on paper, the Su-57 is not without its limitations. Production has been plagued by delays and technical challenges, resulting in a very limited number of operational aircraft. This starkly contrasts with the hundreds of F-35s fielded by the United States and its allies. While the prospect of operating the Su-57 might be enticing for Iran, numerous obstacles stand in the way of acquisition. The most significant of these is the cost. Fifth-generation fighter jets are incredibly expensive to purchase and operate, with estimated per-unit costs for the Su-57 exceeding $100 million. Furthermore, Iran is subject to a complex web of international sanctions, primarily imposed by the United States and its allies, targeting its economy and restricting its access to the global financial system. These sanctions make it exceedingly difficult for Iran to engage in large-scale international arms purchases. Even if Iran could navigate the financial and political hurdles, integrating the Su-57 into its air force would require significant investment in training and infrastructure. Pilots would need extensive training to operate the complex systems of the aircraft, and Iran would need to establish maintenance facilities and supply chains to support the jet's upkeep. Section 4. A force in transition, Iran's current air power. Iran's air force, once among the most capable in the Middle East, has faced decades of underinvestment and equipment shortages due to international sanctions and political isolation. Its inventory is primarily composed of aging American aircraft acquired before the 1979 Islamic Revolution, including F-4 Phantom IIs, F-5 Tiger IIs, and even a handful of F-14 Tomcats. While Iran has made efforts to maintain and upgrade these aircraft, they are increasingly outmatched by more modern aircraft operated by regional rivals like Saudi Arabia and Israel. In recent years, Iran has sought to address these shortcomings by investing in the development of domestic aircraft programs and seeking partnerships with countries willing to supply arms despite sanctions. The acquisition of the Su-57, if it were to materialize, would represent a significant shift in Iran's air power capabilities. It would provide the Iranian Air Force with a modern, highly capable platform that could potentially challenge the air superiority currently enjoyed by Israel and the United States in the region. Section 5. The Su-35 deal, a stepping stone or a substitute. In late 2023, amidst ongoing discussions regarding the Su-57, Iran finalized a deal with Russia for the purchase of a significant number of Sukhoi Su-35S Flanker E fighter jets. The Su-35, while not a true fifth-generation fighter, is often described as a 4++ generation aircraft, and represents a substantial upgrade over Iran's existing fleet. The Su-35 deal is widely seen as a more pragmatic and achievable goal for Iran in the short term. It provides a readily available, highly capable aircraft that can be integrated into the Iranian Air Force more quickly and with less logistical complexity than the Su-57. However, the Su-35 deal does not necessarily preclude the acquisition of the Su-57 at a later date. It is plausible that Iran sees the Su-35 as a stepping stone to eventually acquiring the more advanced Su-57, using the former to bridge the capability gap in the near term while laying the groundwork for the latter. Section 6. Shifting Sands, Geopolitical Implications in the Middle East. The potential acquisition of the Su-57 by Iran has sent ripples of concern through the Middle East, particularly in Israel and among Gulf Arab states. Israel, which has long viewed Iran as its primary adversary, sees the potential proliferation of advanced weaponry to Tehran as a direct threat to its security. Saudi Arabia, locked in a regional rivalry with Iran, would likely view the deal as a move that could embolden Tehran and upset the existing balance of power in the Gulf. The United States, which maintains a significant military presence in the region and counts both Israel and Saudi Arabia as close allies, would also view the deal with significant concern. The introduction of the Su-57 into the region could potentially spark a regional arms race, with countries like Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates seeking to acquire similarly advanced aircraft to counter the perceived Iranian threat. This could lead to a dangerous escalation of tensions and increase the risk of conflict in an already volatile region. Section 7. Game Changer or Gamble. Assessing the feasibility. The question of whether Iran will ultimately acquire the Su-57 remains highly speculative. While the recent visit of the aircraft to Iran and ongoing discussions between Moscow and Tehran suggest a deal is possible, significant obstacles remain. The financial burden of such a purchase, coupled with the complexities of international sanctions and the logistical challenges of integrating the aircraft, should not be underestimated. Moreover, Russia itself has limited production capacity for the Su-57, and it remains to be seen if Moscow is willing to prioritize exporting the aircraft over fulfilling its own military requirements. Even if a deal were to materialize, it is unlikely to fundamentally alter the balance of power in the Middle East in the near term. The limited number of Su-57s that Iran could realistically acquire would not be enough to offset the combined air power of Israel and the United States. Ultimately, the potential Iranian acquisition of the Su-57 represents more of a long-term strategic aspiration for Tehran rather than an immediate game-changer. It highlights Iran's determination to modernize its military capabilities and enhance its standing in the region. But the path to achieving this goal remains fraught with challenges.